It's not about 33 days, oh, I really want to get in shape in 33 days. It's not even about that for me. It's not about getting abs. It's not about even getting in shape. I've sold it that way because people want to see it, but the reality is for me, this 33-day challenge is about doing the work. So every day showing up and doing what needs to be done to achieve the end result. And this is like relevant in any area of your life. So put the work in, get the result. And it's just going to be a thing there where day by day we're going to do the habits that are required to achieve the end result. And by doing those habits day in, day out, we're going to build up the self-discipline and self-confidence that's going to help us in all areas of our life. So that's what's important in this 33-day challenge, not the abs. They're just a byproduct of doing the work. And once you apply that to every area of your life, that's when you're going to make really fast progress in every direction that you're working towards. So yeah, these 33 days are about doing the work and not about pouncing around the gym and being there too long or showing people your food prep on Instagram. It isn't about that. It's about doing what you need to do. So, 33-day challenge starts today. It's not actually Monday, I've got a head start, it's Sunday, and I'm doing the weekly food prep. I say weekly, I'm probably going to prep about 2 days because I haven't got that much food in the fridge, but I'm going to cook up some food, show you what I do, then I'm going to show you what kind of approach I'm going to take to my diet, and it's easy to follow so you can do so too. Ruby's playing in the garden. No doubt she's going to do a nice little treat for me in a minute to pick up. Okay guys, so diet. My food prep is going to go on hold a little while because my chicken is still frozen. So I'm going to talk you through the diet and how I want you to set up your diet for this next 33-day challenge. So I'm going to run through the protocol I'm going to use really quickly, show you on my phone because this is what you're going to use. So as long as you've got a phone with MyFitnessPal, or you can use it via your laptop or your iPad, whatever you can use. MyFitnessPal is what you're going to use. You don't have to, but it's what I'm going to use for the whole 33 days. So I advise you to do so too. Break a new habit, and if you already use MyFitnessPal, then brilliant, then we're just going to be super consistent with it. And yeah, I want to show you what we're going to do and we'll go from there. Okay, so hopefully now you should be able to see my protein, carb and fat goals, and that's the only thing we're going to focus on initially. So 210 grams of protein, 270 grams of carbs and 53 grams of fat. Hopefully that looks pretty clear. So you're probably thinking, what the hell are those numbers, Jack? Where have you pulled them out from? Have they been pulled out your ass? No, they haven't been. I'm going to explain so you can now use this for yourself and obviously apply it to yourself because your diet is going to be different to mine. And this is really important. Your diet isn't going to be the same as mine, whether you're exactly the same as me or a 25-year-old guy who's 175 pounds, or whether you're a 40-year-old woman who also weighs 175 pounds. But our goals and our diet will need to be different based on our lifestyle, our goals, and our activity levels. So I'll explain why my protein is at 210. It's at 210 because that's 1.2 times my body weight. 1.2 times my pounds in body weight. So my pounds is 175 pounds. Times that 1.2, 210. Okay, carbs, 270. That is my body weight times 1.5. So weigh yourself in the morning in pounds, first thing in the morning, and whatever that is, times up 1.2 to get your protein and 1.5 to get your carb intake. And then I'll just literally use the remainder of my calories for my dietary fats. So 2,300 calories, which I think is my daily intake. Let me double check. 2,400 is my daily intake, which is quite low for me. Previously I've dieted on 3,000 calories a day, and that's managed to get me to drop body fat, but I'm going a little bit lower now because on holiday I didn't eat that much, and that was obviously reflected in my body weight drop. So I dropped 22 pounds whilst I was away, typically eating 3 meals a day, and typically they were just street food in Thailand. But I was drinking a lot of beer, which isn't going to happen obviously over the next 33 days. I might have a few nights where I do drink beer, but obviously I'll document that and show you that balance can be achieved, but it's not going to be a daily thing. So them calories are going to be taken out from beer and put in through good nutrition. So having said that, I'm doing a flexible approach. So there will be times where I'll have a burger or I'll have chips, and people will be like, what the hell's going on? I thought you was on a diet, I thought you was on a challenge. I am. I'm going to show you that you can eat these foods and have a life, but still get in incredible shape. So I haven't really been someone who has used MyFitnessPal before. I haven't used it properly. Like, I've used it for a few days, like everyone has, and I get bored of it. I can't stick at it. So for me, this holds me accountable just as much as it does you. So this is why I'm filming this. I'm going to try and do 33 days in a row, filmed on MyFitnessPal, which is probably mean nothing for some people that love to record every day. But for me, that isn't sustainable. But for these 33 days, I'm just going to do it and try and just like you guys who are new to it will be too. So we can go through this together, and yeah, by all means, message me whenever you have any questions on using MyFitnessPal. You can set up the goals really easily. Just go into the settings section and change the calorie intake to what you think it should be, or what you want to aim for. By all means, if you're not sure and you want to ask me, then I'm more than happy to help you with this. So let me know what I'll ask you a few questions basically on your activity levels, what your goals are, how much you currently eat, and then I'll help you lay out your calories and your macro intake. I'm not going to charge you for this. I'm literally just here to help people, and I want to bring as much value as I can. So if you have any questions, and if you're not sure what to do, don't just ignore it and don't not do it, because this is hugely important for our results. Like, diet is the most important thing. Like, training, they're all equal in my opinion. However, if you don't get this diet bit right, we can't keep moving you forward. So I'm happy to help you with this. So please email me or message me, or even comment below, and I can definitely help you with that. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to go into for now. I think I've covered most of the things. Basically, my goal is to hit the protein intake, carb intake, fat intake, keep my calories regulated. When it gets to the weekend, I might increase my food a little bit based on how I feel. But this is what this vlog is all about. So I'm going to keep checking in with you guys, letting you know how I feel, how the training's beating me up, or how it's too easy for me, or whatever it is. It's not going to be too easy. That's 100%. I'm not very fit at the moment. But yeah, I'll keep checking in. I'll keep you updated. And yeah, let's do this together. And if you have any questions, please ask. Speaking of flexible dieting, you see these? 100 calories for 2. And I tell you who fucking loves them. Not only me. This one here. Don't you, Ruby? You love a pink and white, don't you? Okay, food prep time. Just going to show you what we've got quickly. We've got, basically, there's no food in my fridge, and I'll explain about that in a sec. But we've got 6 chicken breasts, so I'm basically going to make 6 meals. Here we've got my Tupperware ready. I'm going to we've got some mushrooms, we've got a bit of onion, and my greens are spinach. So this is going to be plain and boring, but in the cupboard I think we've got, yeah, some sauces to make it a little bit more interesting. Obviously I'm going to get some rice, and I'm going to use my new rice cooker, which I'll show you in a second. So this will take me about 15-20 minutes to cook, and it'll be 6 days worth of, no, it's not 6 days, 6 meals worth, which will probably last me 2 days, and I'll explain what I'm going to do with these meals. So this is the rice cooker, and this little scales is something that you're going to really need to use on this next 33-day challenge. Not for the rest of the food, unless you're a complete newbie in the kitchen. So I already know that a chicken breast is typically about 200 grams, so I won't weigh them at all. I'll just track them as 200 grams per meal. Might be a little bit off, but I will not lose sleep over that. But with the rice, it's a bit of a guesstimate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 300 grams worth of uncooked rice, because I know that'll be 6 meals worth, 50 grams a piece. The mushrooms and onions, I don't even track on MyFitnessPal, so that isn't something to worry about. But yeah, just the rice. And if you want to track the weight of everything, it's probably a good idea initially if you're new to tracking food, and it will educate you quickly on how much is in each food and what quantities are, etc, etc. So yeah, rice cooker, this was a tenner from Asda, and so far it's been pretty fucking good. So yeah, if you hate cooking rice, then get one of these. Okay guys, we're underway. We're going to do literally one man, one meal per pan. That's 2 on the go now. There's 4 more to go here. All chopped up chicken breasts, mushrooms, another onion to get out in a minute. The rice is cooking. The greens is going to go in at the end. This is essential to cook with. Fryolite, you can get any of the versions, like the coconut oil is pretty good as well. But make sure you get the Fryolite version, because if you just use coconut oil like everyone recommends, you're going to get a lot of calories and not a lot of food for your calories. And we've got this reduced salt soy sauce as well, which is pretty good, and not as harsh on the calories as the normal soy sauce. But yeah, make your food as interesting as possible, and that way you'll find it easier to stick to your diet. But I will talk about that in a video face to face, in a second or face to video. That's all the chicken done with some spinach, mushroom and onions. The rice is just finished cooking in the rice cooker, so that is ready to come out now. I'll literally separate that between these 6 meals, then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to conclude the nutrition food prep kind of part of the video outside here because it's pretty nice. Out here, Ruby, camera just gone. And yeah, so I've prepped 6 meals. What that basically is my next Monday and Tuesday. I'll have that for my meal at about 9 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Then I'll have my breakfast and dinner at home, which I'll cook fresh. So that's for while I'm at work. That'll be Monday and Tuesday, and then hopefully I'll have some. I've been shopping by then I can get some other stuff in to get a bit more variety. I've got sweet potato, but rice is easier when I'm at work. I'll have sweet potato when I'm at home. Breakfast would probably be eggs and maybe toast, and dinner would be whatever we've got basically. So we've got anyone can add me on MyFitnessPal, so you can see everything I eat. You just need to add me, and then everything I eat basically goes on there. Then you can look at it and you can basically copy me if you want to, or get ideas from what I'm doing, even though what I'm doing is pretty plain at the moment. That isn't what I always eat, that's simply just what I'm having at the moment because my fridge is bare because I took it back from travelling and I haven't got much money. So this is a basic, low budget kind of diet to start off with. And yeah, this is what I eat while I'm on the go. It isn't always like this, like I've just said, and you can use as much variety as you like. Protein sources can be anything from what I've used, like chicken, or you could go with fish, you could go turkey, you could go beef, you could go steak. But the options are endless. Or you can even have a protein shake, or you could have a protein bar. The options are literally endless. Then with carbs, you can go with rice, quinoa, sweet potato, white potato, sweet potato fries, crisps, chips, bagels, like whatever you can make fit into your day and whatever you enjoy, choose that. And then just obviously use vegetables as often as you can because they're going to help with satiety, and they're going to help make you feel full. Obviously, satiety and everything. And they're all the benefits that they bring. So yeah, make your diet as varied as possible. Supplements I'm not going to really use at all in this 33 days. I can explain why further along the line, but I won't do that just now because you're probably getting a little bit bored of my voice. But yeah, that's the 3 of my meals per day, and that will contribute to hitting my macros really nicely because they're pretty lean meals. There's nothing bad in there. Okay guys, here we are, first workout of the 33 day challenge. We're going to hit a push session here at the gym. So yeah, let's get this thing done.
Jack's first session back, 1 rep max in it, let's go. Yes, up, 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 up. Oh. Go on, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it. Up, yes. Quality mate, quality.
Okay, so I'm going to do a recording on a commentary of this workout today, and we're putting in a combination of like commentaries, or we'll do a live talk through the workout. I'm going to do a commentary today because the music was pretty loud in the gym, so I'm worried about copyright, so I'm going to do a commentary today, and I'm just going to talk you through the workout. So that previous video was me being a dick, as per, but here I am doing my first exercise, which is bench press. We warmed up before this, and then we went into this, and this was a set of 8 I believe. I was aiming for a set of 6 to 8 to begin with, and this was 40 kilo lighter than what I did it previously before we went away. So I used to bench 120 for like 6 reps. Now I'm down to 80 and I feel very weak, but it is what it is. I had the best time travelling, so losing a bit of strength I'm not too bothered about because I can get that back in no time. So we'll see how fast it comes back. Here's George taking the piss out of my weight, doing it like it was nothing. I dropped down to 75 kilos for my next set. I think I did 10 reps. I noticed my shoulder was a little bit sore when I was pushing through some chest exercises today, shoulder exercises, so I'm going to have to work on that and improve my mobility. I think I've got some soreness and some tightness in there, but yeah, George moved up to 100 kilos. He is fucking strong. He's 19 years old, and yeah, he outlifted me nearly on every movement today, and it pissed me off because before we trained before I went away and I smashed him, but today he done me. But yeah, we moved on to this exercise. It's a Smith shoulder press. I love this movement for shoulders, one of probably my favourite exercises if we sped up a little bit because this video is getting long. And I did a set of 15, then a set of 10. And here I am logging my weights. This is what I want you all to start doing. It's so important so we can keep tracking your progress. And this is progressive overload. So the principles are
to continue to get stronger in every exercise and to improve and get better in everything that we do in the gym and with our diet, etc. So this is all about being progressive, so make sure you're tracking your numbers, and every time you hit this exercise, every week you do it, we aim to get better and better. Okay, we moved on to dips after that. We did 2 sets on that and 2 sets on dips, and we didn't have a dip belt, which was really annoying, so we had to use these chains, which were far from ideal because they were really uneven weight, and as you can see in a minute they're going to collapse on one side, which was quite scary. But yeah, we got them done. I did 1 set, then we sacked it off to do a seated dip instead because yeah, it just wasn't what we wanted. But I'm going to buy a dip belt today, so next week when we do dips we can use a belt and I can get my dips back up to where they were before we went, which was 60 kilos for 8 reps, which is what I'm striving towards now, although I'm probably not going to get that strong again, but we'll see. I've definitely worked towards it, but my goal now is more health and fitness related rather than getting as big as I can, so we'll see how I can create a balance there between the two, because I still want to get really strong. Okay, this was a seated dip we did, and this is the new gym that I work at. This is the gym in Fratton. I started working there last Wednesday. It's my first full week and I'm really happy to be there. I'm really enjoying it. Great bunch of lads that I'm working with, and yeah, it's awesome. The members are cool and I'm getting on really well with everyone, so taking my clients over there from the gym, from Pure, and yeah, it's going really well and I'm really pleased to be there. Here we are doing incline dumbbell press. I believe they're 32 kilos and I found them quite tough. I think I got 7.5 maybe, or 8, just about 8 reps. And then George throws them up like they were 2 pencils for some hula hoops on the end. I was doing 50 kilo for 10 reps before we went in each hand, which is kind of annoying, but I'm not going to keep going on about how much I used to lift because that's irrelevant. It's all about now and what I'm doing now and how I keep moving that forward. So the aim with each rep was to try and lower it for like 2 to 3 seconds, then drive back up, and always use a full range of movement. Never sacrifice form for weight. Okay, next exercise. These are dumbbell Arnold presses. Awesome exercise for the shoulders. Arnold presses because Arnold Schwarzenegger was the first person to do them, and that's what they're called now. And if they work for him, then I'm all over him because he is the best ever. Okay, next. Barbell EZ bar skull crushers. Awesome movement for triceps. Probably my second favourite movement for triceps, maybe third, after dips and close grip bench press. I love this movement. And yeah, I think we had 15 kilo each side. Might have got 7 or 8 on this. And then we moved on to, after this, a set of 15. Oh, set of 12, sorry. So I did a set of 8 and a set of 12. Then we did some cable flies. I aim when I do these to put both my feet together and try and slant forward. As I've helped I find this helps with my contraction a lot. And I see so many people doing these wrong, so yeah, I'm struggling at this point. I thought someone was holding the weight back. Then we're near the end now to dumbbell side lateral raises. These are 10 kilos, I believe, in each hand for 15 reps. They were too heavy. I was swinging far too much, but shoulders felt good from it, so no problems there. So yeah, I dropped down to 8 kilos for the next set and did 20. Here's George making them look like, again, they're hula hoops. Good session with George today. He starts at the gym this week too, so if you are looking for PT, hit me and George up because we are new in there. For some reason I've taken his head out of the shot. Here we are doing some tricep push down. This is, I believe, the second to last exercise we did. Each exercise we did pretty much 2 sets of each, and the rep range varied, and our aim is going to be to progress these lifts over the next 4 weeks, and I will show you guys how we do that in this channel. And it's just going to be a case of writing our numbers down and beating them every week. It doesn't get any simpler than that, but obviously the work we put in with our diet and recovery will ensure that we make our progress each week. Yeah, last exercise, hang clean and press. These are just like a little finisher and they completely finished us off. We did a little bit of rope slam work after this, which was good fun. But yeah, I'm going to round this video off here nice and quickly. If you have any questions on the workout, give me a shout. Always make sure you're going to failure with your weights, and if you don't know what failure is for you, you need to find it. So get your logbook and just sit in the gym as long as it takes in your first week of doing these sessions to find your true weight and an 8 rep max and 12 rep max set is what it needs to be for you. But yeah, I'm trying to wrap this now. So get back to it. Okay, all done.
Good man, that's 10 seconds. Keep going, mate, keep going. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, good, slams. Yes, mate, good. 10 more seconds. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2.
He's up then, Superman. Five more seconds. Yeah, change it up. Let's go. Come on, you melt faster. 10 seconds, mate. Let's go. Come on, put it in. Okay, so just got back from the gym. I'm starving, so I haven't eaten for probably about just over 5 hours now, so I'm super hungry. So this is where prepping meals comes into play and really important. So if I hadn't prepped that meal, I'm far too hungry to go and cook now, so I'll probably be in the cupboards eating biscuits, and this happens to all of us. Our blood sugar levels drop, and we don't eat often enough, and we eat whatever in sight, and normally the first thing we go to is sugar. So prepping that meal has saved me on my diet already on day one. So this is where prepping your meals plays a massive part in your diet and makes it sustainable for you. So make sure you prep your food, or at least know when you're going to eat regularly, so you don't leave it too long between meals, because that's when you can fuck up your diet. So yeah, back to that, and then we're going to try and edit this video and maybe do a little bit more of a talk on diet. Cheers, guys. Okay, super quickly, I've been asked quite a few times, how many meals should I be eating per day? And this isn't something that I can answer in a message directly for you, and I don't really know what your lifestyle is, and there's several things that I'd like to go over before I could give you like a number, but I can't even give you a number. It's basically based on you and what you prefer doing and how often it works best for you to eat, basically. So for me, I wake up about 4:30, 5 o'clock every day, so for me my day is quite long. I don't go to bed till about 10, 10:30, so I like to eat 5, maybe 6 meals per day. But so I'll have something when I wake up at 5, I have my breakfast. Then I'll eat about 9, 1, 5, then maybe again about 8, 9 o'clock at night. So that is 6 meals. If I extend it to 5, it'll just be a little bit longer between each meal, and I'll have a snack in the afternoon maybe. But this is based on what I've experimented with for so long. So look, it's based on just what feels good for me. So I like to eat small and often, but you don't need to do the same. If you prefer to eat one big meal at lunchtime and then a couple of snacks morning and evening, that's fine. That there isn't this need for you to eat 6 meals per day just because I am, or just because the bodybuilder down the road says you must eat small and often. You need to eat in a way that's sustainable for you, so you can enjoy your diet and eat the amount of food you need and train the way you need to train to get the result that you want. This is the most important thing. This is a results business, and you're not going to be able to continue to run your business effectively if you can't get results. So if you don't get results, your motivation is going to dip and you're not going to get anywhere. So you need to base your diet and training solely on getting you results. So if this means you have to eat 6 times a day or 5 times a day or twice a day, so be it. It's got to be based on what you enjoy and what can be sustainable for you and your work balance and your whatever you're doing at home. It needs to fit your lifestyle. So don't listen to anyone who tells you this is the only way you can eat, because it isn't. The only way you should eat is the way that works for you, and this is really imperative to and important to remember moving forward, because otherwise you're just going to get to a point where you can't sustain eating such small or such large amounts of food that isn't normal for you. So if you want help with this, by all means give me a shout, but you need to find a balance for yourself. And all I would do if I was working with you as a client would be constantly questioning you, saying how are you feeling, is this working for you, and it's just trial and error. So I've been working in this job now for maybe 4 or 5 years. In this whole period, I've my knowledge and my experience of working with people has improved to the point where I'm making a pretty good guess now when I start with someone on how to set up their diet based on the questions that I asked before writing their diet. And normally it works out okay, but then there's a reason why we speak often with my clients, so they can check in with me and say that I'm a little bit hungry on this day's fine, and then we can improve your diet as we go. But you don't even need me in this process. You can literally think about it yourself and think, right, today I'm hungry, I need to change my food around because that isn't filling me up and this isn't filling me up, or this isn't doing what it should be for me, and before I train I'm not got enough energy, etc, etc. You need to be watching what you're doing, and the more things you log and the more things you write down, the more you're going to be aware of what you're doing. So as you'll see in the video of me training today with George, I'm logging all my weights. This is so important. Logging your weights, logging your food, logging even the amount of steps you do per day, which we're going to go into today as well, and your cardio. So everything is logged so you have an idea of what you're doing, and once you know what you're doing, you can progress that because it's all written down. And every week you can make progressions, then your body can never adapt and you won't hit plateaus because it's impossible if you're always making progressions. And that's when this gets fun and exciting, because you're always getting better, and the aim of this whole series is to get better. Okay guys, 2 last things because I appreciate this video is getting super long. Okay, training plan is going up on my site for free for you to follow. I'm going to do that. I'm in the process of doing it now. By the time the video is posted, it should be up, and you can follow it or make tweaks to it. Do whatever you want to do with it. Next thing, cardio. Cardio again is going to be subjective. I'm personally going to be doing probably 3 sessions a week for like 20 minutes, and it's probably going to be sport specific kind of things, and I might incorporate some pad work. I'll base the video all and I'll show you anyway. And for you, I want it to be what you enjoy. So if you enjoy walking down the seafront, make it be that. If you enjoy going on the Stairmaster, make it that. If you enjoy doing treadmill sprints or just walking on or going for a run, whatever it is that you enjoy, do it and make it progressive. So measure how far you go or how fast, how long it takes you, make it progressive and beat it every time. That's the goal. Next 33 days, how many times can you beat that, whatever it is, bit of cardio. And the last single thing we're going to measure, and I want you to measure, is your steps. So I have a Fitbit. You can either measure how many steps you do on this, you can get one of these, they're like 100 quid, or probably even cheaper, or you can do it if you've got an iPhone or any Android phone via an app, so you can get a steps app, or you can do it on MyFitnessPal, or there's an activity section, there's a health section actually on your iPhone. I'm going to try and show you real quick right now what I mean, because I've just realised I had it, because I used it whilst I was travelling, so I didn't have a Fitbit. So you go on this section of your phone, it's probably a bit blurry, go on to activity and then steps. So that's on the health section on your iPhone. So use that, and then again make your steps progressive. So if you're currently doing 4,000, 5,000 steps per day, your new goal is to increase that by 2,000 per day. And if you do that for the next 33 days, or if you increase it by 2,000 every week, you're going to be looking at a lot greater output, which is only going to mean more weight loss, more fat loss, and your better results effectively. So yeah, do that, and then we can measure not only what you're lifting in the gym, how much cardio you're doing, how much fast you're doing it, and also the amount of steps you do per day. And then things like sleep will incorporate as well. Obviously you need to do that in the meantime, but I will talk about that in further videos. And yeah, I think we've got you started. I think I've covered everything. If not, I will add something to this in the next video, which I'm probably going to do Wednesday or Thursday this week. And yeah, hope you enjoy, and I'll speak to you guys soon. If you have any questions, hit me up, either comment below or message me on social media, or you can email me at info@jackwilliamsfitness.co.uk. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks very much for watching. I hope you got to the end, and yeah, see you soon. Cheers guys.